and welcome to my new kitchen. Just kidding, this is not my kitchen. I wish. I'm actually here at the Taste Made Studios in Santa Monica. I'm so happy to be here, but I am not alone. Hence, I'm joined very graciously with Stan Fraser, my fellow Chef Race contestant.
Thank you for having me today. I'm very excited to be here. We're on a reality show called Chef Race.
Indeed.
And you were on the UK team and I was on the US team.
Yeah, I did not like him.
So, but now we live in peace together.
We do, and we're going to be rustling up a noodle dish, and it's called Mee Goreng. It's a spicy noodle dish, and you're making some fresh noodles.
I am. I'm going to make some fresh noodles today. You know, I come from an entirely different background than you.
Yes.
I married an Italian woman, and it kind of got me really into rolling out fresh pasta, and so we thought we'd sort of make a hybrid of what you do, combined with sort of what I do, and let's make some delicious food.
Absolutely.
So I'm using all-purpose flour, and this is 3.5 cups.
Okay.
You know, you can use bread flour, you can use 00, you know, flour from Italy, but I just like all-purpose flour. It gets a great consistency for the pasta, and I'm just going to pour it out on the board here. What I'm doing here is just creating a little well, and this is, you know, a very simple way to do it. Can you do it in a food processor? You certainly can.
Right. Okay.
You can do it in a mixing bowl, but I prefer to do this. This is kind of the tried and tested way to do it. And I've got 4 extra large eggs, and they're going to go in the middle of the well, like this.
Eggs, isn't it?
It adds a lot of moisture.
Yeah.
And like I said, we're going to make a little bit of a mess today here, but that can go in there.
Okay.
All right, so that's that, and we're going to get our little trusty fork back. Now, the thing I try to do is incorporate the flour into the well with the eggs, and it's a very simple thing. I try to break up the yolks as I'm doing it, but you just, the eggs are going to seep out, but you just kind of have to get it. Yeah, it's gonna run down the board a speck, but it just incorporate. So now it's kind of getting all incorporated. So this is the next step. The fun part, what I like to say, is getting your hands dirty. This is all gonna start to come together. I'm just gonna kind of give it some good squeezes. I'll take a little bit of water, just a little more. Just get it on the board. Start to pick up some of these loose pieces. What are you chopping over there, Caroline?
So I've got veggies. I've got some onions, some bok choy, which is like a Chinese or Asian cabbage. I've got garlic, I've got a bit of pepper, spring onions. There's a fair few different ingredients. That is good. And I've got some chicken as well. So these are going to be chicken. That's the main protein. So for those that don't know, I didn't say, did I? You're a drummer in Sugar Ray.
Yes, I come from a rock and roll background.
That is so rock and roll.
You know,
very cool.
The natural progression from any rock drummer is to go do a bunch of cooking, isn't it?
Absolutely, you
I don't know.
That's exactly what I thought.
Now that I've kind of got my dough ball developed, and I'm going to flour it up a little bit.
Okay.
I'm going to wrap it in plastic wrap. This needs about a good 30 minutes to kind of rest, and so we're going to get this wrapped up.
All right.
I'm going to get my hands cleaned.
So what, do you just put that in the fridge? You just wrap it up?
You know what? We're not even going to put it in the fridge.
Okay.
We're just going to put it on the counter and let it rest for 30 minutes.
I think the important thing when you're making any kind of Asian dish in a wok is to get everything prepped first. So everything needs to be chopped and ready to go. So I'm just chopping some peanuts. These are just roasted and salted peanuts, and these are to throw in at the end. So I want to chop the chicken really finely, because that means that it will cook a lot quicker. You could use, like, you know, beef or pork, or even make it vegetarian if you wanted to. You could substitute the meat, and you could use a bit of some fried tofu. That's really nice. Okay.
I'm going to get the water to boil our noodles, okay?
Nice.
Perfect.
Pretty good.
And if you'll be so kind to turn on our beautiful high BTU what is these imperial burners here. Gosh, this cooktop is so gorgeous.
Wow, look at that. This is great.
I mean, it's already boiling. Look at that. We're going to flour our board a little bit just because we don't want it to stick, and it's just nice to have a good work surface there. And we've got our scraper here. So I think for this recipe, we're probably going to only need about 1/4 of this dough.
So it goes a long way.
It goes a long way. And once you cook it, it expands quite a bit. So we're going to just flour our dough ball too, just get it all nice and ready. We're going to cut the pasta into sections, into quarters.
Okay.
And then what we'll do with that is we'll just use one, because I think that's all it's going to require. And like I said, it's going to expand. And I think one of the most important things to do with this dough is to put it back together, and we're going to rewrap it in the plastic, because if you don't, then it expands and the dough can get gooey and weird. So you got to keep it freshly wrapped in plastic wrap.
Okay.
You kind of press it out.
Squish it out.
And you kind of make it the best square you can make. At least in my world, and I'm sure you've done this in your world, but for me, this is what works the best. So you get to be the best square sort of shape that you can. Then we do a simple fold. So what I'd like to do, just fold it over like this, and you keep pressing, make sure the surface is well floured and your portion of dough is well floured. Then what we'll do, this is, you know, a hand crank pasta machine. And there's settings on here. We're going to go setting number 1. That's the very basic. That's going to compress this. Yes, the biggest opening here. We're going to compress this down, and then each time we go through, we actually put it on the different number setting to thin out the pasta, make it into a long sheet.
So each different setting, it just gets thinner and thinner?
Thinner and thinner and thinner.
Okay.
Yep. And the first time through, I always like to go twice. So this one will go through. I put it on the setting number 2, slightly thinner now. Yeah. And then you're going to do, I want you to do a bunch of these. Come on.
Okay.
All right. So that's that was on number 2. I'll help you, you know, feed it in like this.
Okay. Much taller than me.
All right. There you go. And look at that. It's just coming out perfectly.
See? Teamwork.
Yeah.
Like it.
Just going to feed it back in. We are done with the strand. And what I'd like to do is just, I usually chop off that end just to make them square. And chop off this end too, just to have a separation of the noodle. You could fold these up and cut them by hand to have a thick, almost pappardelle. Yeah. Or, you know, you have an attachment with your hand maker, and you just pop it on, and then you can make 2 different types of sizes here.
It definitely is like, it's nice to have a couple of people when you're making these, right?
And see how they just come out perfectly shaped?
Ooh.
They're like little babies.
Yeah, like little babies.
Look at the strands.
Feels so nice.
Yeah, just the way that, I mean, it's just...
Do I just put them down?
Yeah, that's fine. Just put a nice little coat of flour on top of those.
Whoa, easy.
Look at you.
So fast.
I know. Whoa, it's like, you know, oh, it's gorgeous.
It's so cool.
All right, so now we've got...
Fresh.
Yeah, fresh noodles. And I think once those cook and they expand in our boiling water, they're going to be perfect for the... Ooh, there you go.
So, wok is going on. Get the wok nice and hot.
How hot do you like to keep the wok when you first throw everything in? Is it on fire, right?
Smoking.
Smoking hot.
Smoking hot. I'm going to put some oil in.
All right.
This is canola, or you could use vegetables, sunflower, any oil that doesn't taste of too much. So actually, we don't use extra virgin olive oil. Okay, now while it is smoking, I'm gonna go. So first of all, I'm putting all the chicken in, because that takes the longest. And I cut it so thin that it cooks really quickly.
Right.
I'm gonna add the garlic.
Okay.
So I use lots of garlic.
Yep.
Now, you said you like some chili?
Yeah. Nice.
Now, I'm gonna put some onion.
Okay, you're just white onion.
Yep.
Love it.
Now, I'm going to crack the egg in now.
Okay.
So you've got those whisk, haven't you?
Yeah.
Okay. So you see how I just make a...
In the side.
Yeah, I just push everything to one side.
Right. And do you want both of them in?
Yeah.
All right. Everyone in.
That's it. And we're going to cook it as if it's like cooking an omelette.
Right.
And you just wait for it to settle. Your dad must have known all
Yeah,
this
no,
stuff,
I saw him
didn't he?
do that, where you pull everything to the side of the pan and cook the eggs separately so that they don't... If you cook a scrambled egg in the chicken and the onion now, it's going to not come out too well. It's going to stick to all that stuff and not... You know, when I have like a fried rice or a dish like this, I like big chunks of egg. Yeah. You know, so that's nice. You're making an omelet in the pan.
Exactly.
That's very cool.
And that's going to cook.
Now on full boil, which is great.
Great.
Our noodles will cook very rapidly.
Okay, now I'm going to put some sauces in as well now. Okay. Soy sauce.
Soy, yeah.
This is oyster sauce. So again, putting a bit of oyster sauce in. This is some sweet chili sauce. I'm ready for noodles whenever you are.
Let's do the noodle toss.
Go for it.
So I'm going to give it a light shake to get the excess flour off. And then what I really want to do is get this out because I'm going to have to get these noodles out fast because they do not take long to cook. These noodles, I mean, since they're fresh, and they're going in here for a few minutes with the other vegetables and chicken, they're going to cook so fast.
Fresh noodles.
Yeah, fresh noodles. And, you know, look at all the lovely ingredients in there. We're psyched. So these are already in. That's how fast it goes. And
amazing.
into the wok they go.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, I think that's the majority of them. There you go.
Oh, delicious. Let's give those a good stir in. I'm just going to get, what else? Bean shoots. Add a really nice crunch. Woo.
I just wanted to give it a little toss.
My finishing touches are spring onions and then a squirt of lime.
All right. You're getting so strong. This is amazing. See, I work with some of these flavors, but on individual things, never together. So this is exciting for me. Oh, and then the peanuts.
Peanuts finish off.
Wow.
I'm gonna go this way.
Yummy.
Let's go. Ooh, look.
That's a perfect.
That was a good sized plate.
It is a good sized plate.
Perfect.
That looks good. I'll take this from you.
Oh, thank you.
Sure.
Okay. Now, always got to finish with fresh spring onions on top.
Lovely. Thank you so much.
Thank you
This has been so fun. Let's dig in.
The noodles look amazing. It's so nice to have fresh noodles. Oh,
cheers.
Wow. Ting, ting. It's been a pleasure to have you cooking with me.
It's been a pleasure to be here. Thank you so much.
I really hope you've enjoyed this recipe. I have certainly enjoyed cooking up a storm with Stan and here at the wonderful Tastemade Studios. So please subscribe if you haven't already and leave your comments below. You know I love hearing from you. So until next time,